All right, folks, G67 1.3 ABC 2. This is a tough one. I'm not going to lie to you. It's tough because of the absolute value bars. So if you take a look at x equals a negative 6 here, and we can think about this, whatever's in there, for instance, this could be a negative 6 equals 6 or a positive 6 equals 6, because whatever's inside those absolute value bars, it's going to turn positive when you remove them. So the answer to this could be 6 or negative 6. Either one of those answers is going to give you equaling 6. So you go over there and choose that. Which one is it? Looks like B. So for 1, go down here and put a B in. And I really don't care about the puzzle very much, but I know you guys do. You should just dying to know why bacteria are bad at math. Okay, now the second one is a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to do this on a separate sheet of paper so my work can be a little bit neater. Now, because there are two different possible answers for this, you've got to work this two different ways. You can just think about this as this equation, n minus 4 equals 9. Okay, now we can add 4 to both sides. Simple one-step equation. Sorry about that. Simple one-step equation. The 4's cross off. You've got n equals 13. So 13 will be one of your answers. But there'll be another answer too, and that's if that variable is a negative number, because we could set this problem up like this too. Just draw a line here. We could set this up as n minus 4 equals a negative 9, because if it's negative 9 inside these absolute value bars, when the bars come away, it's going to be positive 9. So we are going to add 4 again, add 4. This time the 4 is crossed off, but unlike last time we had 9 plus 4. Now we have a negative 9 plus 4. Well, that's going to be a negative 5. So a negative 5 could go in here too. And the thing is, you can always check your answers. So 13 minus 4 is 9. Yeah, that's because the absolute value of 13 minus 4 is 9, and that's a positive number. And the absolute value of a positive number is just a positive number, so this becomes 9. We'll put in the negative in there. You got a negative 4 minus negative, or negative 5 minus a negative 4. You have a negative 9 inside the absolute value bars. When we remove the bars, you still have a positive 9. So you have two answers there. So for 2, let's see if they got 13 and negative 5 anywhere on here. 13 and negative 5 is down here on n. So 2 is going to be n. 2n. Put that down at the bottom. Sorry, gotta slide it way up for you to be able to see that. But that's okay, because I'm glad I slid up. We take a look at another problem here. It's getting a little crazy here now with number 10. Now this one here could be worked a couple of different ways too. So again, I mean, inside that, it could be a positive number or a negative number multiplied by 2 to get to 10. So let's just work it out. 2, well, I'm going to distribute it. So I'd have 2a minus 34, because 2 times 17 is 34, and it's negative because it's a positive times a negative. That equals 10. I'm going to add 34 to this side. Got to add 34 to this side. Those cross off. You've got 2a equals 44. Now this is a classic two-step equation, so I'm going to put my railroad tracks in. Okay, so now I'm going to divide by 2 to get that a isolated to 22. So my first possible answer here is 22. Now, what if that's a negative 10? Well, I'm going to work that again. So let me just slide this over here. Try working it if it's a negative 10. So this would be 2a again, because you just distribute minus 34 equals a negative 10. We're still going to add 34. Still going to add 34. Those guys still cross off. Here comes my two-step equation. So I've got 2a left. And that's going to equal, well, these are different signs. So the difference is 24. Now I can divide this by 2 and divide this by 2. The 2's cross off. You've isolated the a. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So my other answer is 12. So go look and see if you can find that. And that's going to be on this side over here, because it's in answers 9 through 16. So we're looking for 22 and 12, which is right up here. So number 10 is going to be P. Okay, so some ideas on working through those problems. And let's go down to the bottom here. This looks complicated, but it's really not. Take a look at the first one. I just have to graph this, and here's the table. Well, y equals the absolute value of x. Well, what if x is negative 3? What does, sorry, if x is a negative 3 and y is whatever that is, the absolute value of it, that has to be 3. And if x is a negative 2, well, y is going to be the absolute value of that is 2, and so on down. And then just graph them. Negative 3, 3. Okay, negative 2, 2. Negative 1, 1. 0, 0. Okay, this is just going to be 1, 2, and 3, right? It's going to be the absolute value of it. So you end up with this V for victory, because you're in my class. Like, people travel for miles around. It's like a vacation spot. People just trying to get into my class. It's sad. Just wish Miss Palenka would quit trying. I mean, I told her she's got to pass 3rd grade math, 4th grade math, and 5th grade math before she can get into 6th grade math. But she doesn't seem to understand that, which, if you ever for a teacher, makes total sense. All right, well, let's keep going with this one here. So now we're going to put a negative 4 in here. A negative 4 plus 1 is going to give me a negative 3. But I have to take the absolute value of that. So the absolute value of that would be 3. And then I have to subtract the 2. So I have 3 minus 2. That's going to give me 1. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Put the absolute value in here of negative 3. A negative 3 minus 1 is going to be a negative 2. The absolute value of that is 2. So now you got 2 minus 2. That's going to give me 0. Again, put in the absolute value of negative 2. Negative 2 plus 1, well, that's going to be negative 2 plus 1, that's going to be a negative 1, but it becomes a positive 1 because the absolute value bar is. So 1 minus 2, that's going to be this 1. Okay, I'll keep going here. I'll think we'll that with a negative 1. Negative 1 plus 1, well, that's going to be 0. So the absolute value of that is going to be 0. And then 0 minus 2, that's going to be minus 2. And finally, we get into something that's a little bit easier. We can maybe do without writing in. 0 plus 1 is 1. The absolute value is 1. Minus 2 is going to be negative 1. And then we got 1 plus 1 is 2. The absolute value of 2 is 2. 2 minus 2 is going to be 0. And then we've got 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. The absolute value of that is 3. Minus 2 is 1. And so we can just go ahead and graph these guys out. 4, negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. and that's going to be 1. And then we've got negative 3, 0, negative 3, 0, and then you're going to have negative 2 over negative 2 down negative 1, then negative 1 down negative 2. Then you got 0 over 0, then negative 1. And you got over 1 and up 0, and you got over 2 and up 1. So you get this V formation here again. All right, good luck. Thanks.